When you posture your heart towards God like that, he will bless you even more. When you actually posture your heart towards the Lord in a fashion that you want your life to get better so that you can be better blessing to other people, he will bless you. Your life will get better. Doors will open that no man can shut. Things will start happening for you and blessings will start coming out of nowhere where you'll just be like, dang, this is crazy. But it's not crazy. It's called a blessing from the Lord because you're walking in his will and doing the right thing. And the right thing is wanting to help other people and wanting to do the right thing. You know if what you're doing is not right, you need to stop doing that. That's all it is. If you're not doing everything right, then start doing everything right. Start doing all the right decisions, right? Do I mean be perfect? Yeah, try to be. Are you going to be? Probably not. But try to be. Try to do everything as good as you possibly can. That's how your life's going to get better. Think about it. If you try to shoot for 100%, right? You think you're going to hit 100%? Probably not. But unless you're Jesus, but you shoot for 100%, you might land at 65, right? But if you shoot at 65, you're going to land at like 30. You understand what I'm saying? So the more effort you put into making your situation better, the better the result's going to be. So you want to aim at 100% perfection. You want to try to do everything right, right? See, what most people do is they just think, oh, nobody's perfect. So that means I don't have to try to be perfect. That's why they fall short the most. People that think like that. What you should think like is there's a verse in the Bible where Jesus says, be ye perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. Literally says that. Be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. And I believe he says that so that you will try your best to do the very best you possibly can. If you try to do everything perfectly and you fall short, you'll at least do a really good job. In the sales business that I used to be in, they used to say, shoot for the moon, you'll land on the roof. But if you shoot for the roof, you'll probably land on your behind. Right? If you shoot for the moon, you'll land on the roof. What does that mean? Aim higher. Right? Aim higher. Trust God, trust the process, and aim higher, right? This is the thing. A lot of people settle or don't shoot high enough, right? Most people, they don't think they can achieve much, so they don't aim very high. But what I'm telling you to do today is shoot for higher, right? You can do it. You know how I know you can do it? Because I've done it. I've literally psyched myself out to aim higher. I literally, like a few years ago, I just started, it just clicked one day. I was like, from now on, I'm aiming higher. I'm not just going to try to do what I used to think was good. I'm going to aim higher. Like whatever it is, if it used to be 100,000, now it's 10 million. Like I'm trying to make it all the way bigger and better. What does that do? That stretches your potential. That stretches your dedication because normally you might have only been this dedicated. But if you start dedicating to a higher cause, who's to say you couldn't accomplish 10 times more than you ever accomplished if you really try hard? Don't you think you could do a lot better if you try a lot harder? Tell me, do you think so? Yeah. Do you think you could do a lot better if you really tried a lot harder? You know what I'm talking about. Some of you guys that go out there and try to have better days, and when you have a high day, you're like, dang, it worked. Right? Dang, it worked. Right? You didn't even know for sure when you was going out. But if you try that enough, listen, if you go try to have a high day and it works enough, then you'll have more confidence about having high days. You'll get to a point where you can be like, any day of the week, you'll be like, I'm going out and doing this. And you're going to have enough confidence to actually go out there and do that much. Right? Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. Let me tell you what this is the problem. Stinking thinking. Right? I'm standing up here telling you all this great motivating stuff. You might talk yourself out of it. That's why it says lean not on your own understanding. Right? You might start thinking, yeah, well, Bobby, you don't know. I've tried this before. It didn't work out too good. I'm sure it didn't because you were thinking like that. Don't think like that. Right? Don't lean on your own thinking because your own thinking is going to start trying to think of reasons or excuses. Right? Don't lean on your own thinking. Lean on God, right? Look how big God is. Instead of leaning on your own thinking, lean on, if y'all gonna clap, come on, man. Let's make it sound good. That's like a rule. Nobody clap, or if anybody claps, you all gotta clap because it's sad. Look, this stuff's being recorded, y'all. Come on. But anyways, so listen. If you lean on your own thinking, right? Your thinking's not that big. The word says that his thoughts are higher than our thoughts. His ways are higher than our ways, right? So if we try to lean on our own thinking, we're not leaning on that high level stuff. But if we lean on God, then we're actually leaning on that high level thinking, right? I might think in myself like, dang, that's a really hard situation. I don't know if I can do it, right? But you know what my next thought is? With God, I can do it. With God, I can do it. I might be a little bit nervous about it. I might be a little bit hesitant about handling certain things. But if I literally lean on God and think to myself, with God, I can do it, it makes me feel better and I'm more motivated. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him and he will make your path straight. In all your ways. What does that mean? All your ways. Every single bit of your ways, you lean on God. And you literally believe that he has the best for you in mind. Who knows that God has the best for you in mind? You don't, I mean, come on, you know God don't want the worst for you. He wants the best for you, right? So that's how you lean on that higher level ability and thinking, is by leaning on God, not on your own thinking, and trusting the process, right? Anytime you get started with something, you know what I'm at right now? Like I go to the gym and stuff, I'm trusting the process. I know that if I just go to the gym over and over for years, I'm going to be jacked. I'm saying, it's no question. Like, I trust the process, right? I don't have to get every single workout right. As long as I just go and keep going for years, I'm going to be super jacked. You already know, right? So with this job right here, if you just keep showing up and showing out, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to be jacked in this job. You're going to be having all the highest ranks. You're going to be having all the best outcomes. You're going to be getting all the best deals, all the best opportunities. You're going to be driving the best whip, staying in the best house, right? In the best situation. You got to trust the process. Sometimes you just got to trust the process. You lean on God and you trust the process. But if you sit around and look for the results every single day, like, dang, I went out today and I worked this hard. What did I get out of it? If you think like that all the time, you're not going to really come up. You got to trust the process. Because sometimes when you're doing something, really, you're putting in effort for a day, you might not see no results for that day. How many of you guys know what I'm talking about? Have you ever went out and worked really hard? Listen, have you ever went out and worked really hard and didn't feel like nothing really happened? You know what I'm saying? You go out and work really hard and you'll be like, dang, it didn't really change that much, right? Guess what? You got to trust the process. Sometimes you're going to go out and work really hard. Listen, that's what defines a high-level individual. Somebody that can go out there and work really hard and do a lot of effort and then not that much changes, but then they go out and do it again. That's when you're really dedicated and you're trusting the process. You got to trust the process. You got to lean on God and trust the process. Because if you just keep doing the right stuff over and over and over again, it's going to end up good for you in all areas of your life, right? No matter what area of your life it is, if you just trust the process and keep doing the next right thing. I like that saying, the next right thing, right? Because why? Because you can think at any moment, what's the next right thing I should be doing? And that's how you find out a lot about yourself, because you might think, what's the next right thing I should be doing? And then you'll think, yeah, but I don't want to do that. Come on, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. What's the next right thing I should be doing? You'll be like, yeah, but I don't want to do that. Okay, well, what's the other next right thing you should be doing? Sometimes you got to kind of work a deal with yourself, right? You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you got to kind of work a deal with yourself. Okay, what's the next right thing I should do? Yeah, but I don't want to do that. Okay, well, what's the next right thing I should do? Right? Yeah, I don't really want to do that either. Okay, what's the next right thing I should do? And if you keep trying and thinking about it, you'll at least come up with something good you could go do, right or wrong. You know what I'm talking about. And what is that? Progress. That's progress. That's something you can feel good about. Because look, then whatever that is, you go do it. And you do the right thing and you handle it. And then you have that same thought again until you find something you could go do in a positive direction. And then you handle that. And then what do? The same thing again. Do you know that's what my whole life is about? I literally sit around thinking of the next right thing to do and go do it. And the more I do it, the better I get at actually doing it. And then I think of other stuff. And after a while, you get momentum. After a while, when you start making so many right decisions, there's so much powerful, positive stuff that's going on because you're building. You're making moves. You're making this move. Now you made that move. Now you got things simultaneously happening in a positive direction. Listen, this is the key. You just got to keep making positive moves. Back to back to back to back to back. Over and over again. What's the next positive right thing I should do? That's how you win. And you got to trust the process. Yeah, but why would I want to go do that next right thing? Because you got to trust God and trust the process. That's the process. The process is keep hitting, keep trying, keep making moves. The next positive right move. And then when you feel like being lazy and not doing nothing, tell yourself to get up and go do something. Don't settle for being lazy. Don't settle for making stupid decisions that aren't going to level you up or do nothing positive for your life. Think of the next right decision you should make. Like it actually gets fun after a while. Don't you know that it gets fun making power moves? It gets fun thinking. You got to be creative. You got to sit there and think, what's the next power move I can make? What's the next positive thing I could be doing? And if you get good at it, you could be multitasking. You could be out at the tent. You got people in line. You sign them up for phones. You're over there working on your credit. You logged in, did something, working on your credit. You got something else going on here. You got something else going on there. And you're making all these positive decisions that are moving you forward. You understand what I'm saying? And not putting stuff off. Dealing with stuff that needs to get handled. Sometimes I'm thinking to myself, man, what do I not feel like doing that I need to go get done right now? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you need to think, what's the next thing I need to go do that I don't feel like doing right now? Because what happens is if you don't think like that, you're just going to put stuff off that's going to stunt your growth. So you got to think to yourself, what's the next positive thing I should go do right now? Some of the stuff you're not going to feel like doing. Some of the stuff you might feel like doing. Make a little negotiation with yourself. Okay, I don't feel like doing those 3 things, but I'm at least going to go do one of them right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Trust the process. If you keep doing this over and over again, you're going to build your life up way better. A lot of good stuff's going to happen. Did you know you could make like 5 years of progress in 6 months if you really push? Do you know that? You can make like 5 years of progress in 6 months if you really push and grind and do the best job you possibly can. And a lot of that comes from dealing with stuff that you've been putting off. Think about stuff that you might have been putting off that you should have dealt with a long time ago and deal with some of that stuff. Get motivated. Get motivated to go handle the next right thing, whatever the next right thing is. You got to think about it. You got to challenge yourself and really think about it. Like, what's the next right thing I need to go handle right now? What should I push myself to go do? And handle a lot of stuff. That's how you're going to level up. It's fun. It's so fun to get motivated and start handling business. It is. And look, once you get motivated and you handle some business, then you just got to get motivated again and handle some more business.